Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. So today we are going to make one of my favorite videos of the year, my top favorite foundations of 2024. Yes, we're in 2025, but I just took a nice little break at the end of 2024. So you're gonna get this end of 2024 content in the beginning of 2025. But before we get into this, I just want to say thank you so much for taking some time and spending it with me today. If you are new, I would love for you to click that red subscribe button and join the Glam Girl Squad, because we'd love to have you. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for deciding to come back and support my channel. I appreciate you watching this video, liking it, commenting down below, shopping through my affiliate links, any and all types of support that you choose to give me. I truly appreciate it. And I truly appreciate you. So let's get right into this video. All of these foundations, I highly recommend. I truly loved them and I used them for the most part, except for one, multiple times throughout this year. So I really don't think you can go wrong with any of them, but there are particular foundations that I use more. So those I will talk toward the end of the video, because those are the ones that I love and recommend the most. The ones in the beginning of the video, I love and recommend, but I just didn't use them as much. Okay, first I want to start off with a couple of honorable mentions, because these are newest to my collection, so I haven't worn them as much, but they are nonetheless beautiful, and they should be put in here, because if I would have bought these earlier in the year, I would have used them more. So first we have the Dolce & Gabbana. This is the Hydra Glow and Fresh Skin Tint. This is in the shade 22N, and you guys, she is so pretty on the skin. So this shade, although it's considered a neutral, I do think this shade is kind of warm, but not too warm that I can't work with. This will be great in the summertime for me, but I can make it work with a non-tan complexion, especially with using concealer and, powder. But this is a very lightweight skin tint. It does have a more of a dewier finish, and I've worn it a couple times. I've really enjoyed it. So I wanted to just give her a little honorable mention. I know she's not new. I just recently got her. Okay. Next, we have the Swede Glass Skin Foundation. Now, I heard Sophia Sees Beauty raving about this one, and she raves about this one pretty often. So maybe around the third time, I was like, okay, because I love me a good glowy foundation, and I'm like, let's give this one a try. I know she has more dry skin. So I picked up the shade 10. I'm actually wearing this in the T-zone. I use this as kind of like my concealer today. Oh, the glow. I have no powder on my face. My blush is liquid. So the dewiness or the shine that you're seeing is coming from this foundation. It looks really, really pretty. At one point, I thought shade 10 had a little too much pink in it, because the description of shade 10 is more of like a rosy neutral, but it actually worked really well. She is stunning. It does look like you have glass skin, but this also lasts very well. And for any of my more like dewier skin tints or foundations, when I want them to last longer on the face, and also when I want to kind of take down the dew like just a notch, let me tell you what I use. Danessa Myricks Bone Powder in the Universal shade. So I will apply this first, just in my T-zone, because if I'm going to produce oils, that's where I typically will produce it. And it allows for that shine to be taken out just a notch without completely taking away all the shine. And then, of course, it's going to make it last even longer on the skin. So that's my little tip for my more dewier foundations. But this Swede one, honey, she's really cute. But those are my honorable mentions. They're really, really pretty, especially if you like more of like a satin dewier like finish to the skin. And both of them are quite lightweight and offer light to, I would say light to like light medium, maybe medium coverage. Now let's get into the foundations that I really have enjoyed this year. First, I'm going to talk about one powder foundation, and it is the Natasha Denona Powder Foundation, the High Glam one. So the shade that I have is NY11. You talk about a flawless face powder. It's this one. Now, I typically don't run to powder foundations, clearly, because this powder foundation came out in 2023, and I tried it toward the end of 2024. But when I say flawless, poreless, perfected skin without the skin looking dry. And what made me actually get this powder foundation was my good friend Gabe Loves Makeup. He's a creator on YouTube and Instagram. He raved about this powder foundation, and he has very dry skin. And so I was like, oh, if you love it, it's a no-brainer for me. He first off, he's never steered me wrong, but this is one that is so beautiful. You can wear it on the face without any foundation. If you want like a nice kind of lighter coverage to the face, it's going to make your face look so smooth. When I want full coverage, I'll put my foundation on and then really press this in with the sponge that it comes with. Excuse me, I need to wash mine. But the sponge that comes with it really does give you the most coverage to the skin, but it doesn't ever look dry and it doesn't ever look cakey. It is stunning. If you're looking for a powder foundation, check this one out. Let's talk about the Christian Louboutin foundation. I have this in shade 55N and I love, So in the beginning of this year, I bought the Christian Louboutin Le Balme de Tint foundation in shade 55N Mocha Nude. Oh, she's really, really pretty. Thoroughly enjoyed her. And then I got word that they were coming out with a liquid foundation and I was like, sign me up. Okay, the liquid foundation, I think I got the same shade 55N. Yes, I did. So beautiful. Really looks nice and silky on the skin. Has nice medium coverage. This one does have more of a dewier finish. The balm gives you more of like a satin finish. The formula of the balm is more thick than the liquid foundation, and both look really beautiful on the skin. So in the beginning part of 2024, I thoroughly enjoyed these. If I had to choose one, I don't know if I could do that. I will say I did reach for the balm more than the liquid. So maybe I would choose the balm. I don't know yet. I'm not going to commit to that just yet. Just know I recommend both. Oh, let's talk about this one real quick. The Dior Beauty Stick Foundation. I have the shade 4N. Let me tell you, this foundation is so stinking beautiful on the skin. It leaves a nice, beautiful, natural finish to the skin. Lasts all day. Like, I have nothing negative to say about it. She did not get enough love and attention from me because there was another foundation that came out very similar around this time and I just could not put it down. Just could not put it down, and she got no love from me. And I feel really bad. I'm so sorry, Dior. We will show her more love this year. But nonetheless, a beautiful foundation that does really well on the skin, lays very nicely, blends effortlessly, gives you about a medium coverage, very easy to apply. I would say that this particular foundation could work really nicely for any skin type because it has a very nice natural finish to it, and I would recommend it for sure. I feel really bad, but when I tell you the foundation that took its spot or that like outshined it, then what can I say? Okay, let's go into the About Face, the Performer Foundation. So the shade that I got is MD1 Olive. Stunning. For this to be more of an affordable foundation, it, in my opinion, performed like a high-end foundation. Blended effortlessly into the skin, made the skin look really flawless. This definitely gives me my skin but better. So I didn't have to wear a lot of makeup when wearing this foundation. I could literally like throw this on the face with a little mascara, gloss, and be done. Or I could wear this one if I wanted to glam it up a little bit more. I think this About Face foundation is a perfect everyday wear type of foundation. And it was just pretty. I was so shocked because I saw it going viral and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try, but I probably won't like it. And I judged her way before I actually gave her a chance. It was very beautiful. I really enjoyed this particular foundation in the springtime going into the summer. But yeah, this one's solid. I would highly recommend it. Okay, let's talk about Patrick Ta for just a tad. So this is the Major Skin Hydra Luxe Luminous Foundation, and I have the shade 16 Peachy Neutral. Beautiful. Another solid everyday type of foundation with a little bit more of a satin to slightly dewy finish. It lasts pretty well on the skin. Like, it would last on my skin all day. This is another type of foundation that I would go in with a balm powder just to give me a little bit more longevity. But I really enjoy how this looks on my skin. Looks very effortless. Very much, once again, like my skin, but better. Don't know if I would recommend this for oily skin or combination oily who doesn't really like that type of satin, slightly dewy finish to the skin. But if you're okay with that, I would definitely recommend this foundation. Now, getting into the last 4. Y'all, we don't have a lot because I told myself this year, oh, I've got one more. Hold on. Can't leave her out. Okay, Urban Decay sent over the Face Bond Foundation. I think this one also came out 2023 or early 2024. Don't quote me when it came out. I think it was 2024. Saw it, but I was like, Urban Decay foundations usually don't work for me, so I didn't even take a second look at it. The shade I have is 27 Medium Deep Olive. Oh, she's good. Like, really, really good. I was so glad they sent it to me because when I say I would have never bought it, I mean, I was like, it's probably not going to work for me, so let me not even try. And now this has reminded me, just give it a try sometimes. Even if it doesn't work, at least you tried it to know it doesn't work. Solid, beautiful, medium coverage. I love its natural finish to the skin. So this is one of those foundations I would recommend for just about any skin type because it's a really beautiful, it has a really beautiful natural finish. It looks very pretty. It looks like makeup if you want it to look like makeup, or it can literally look like skin if you want it to look like skin. Solid. Like, I wore this one for a good week straight because I was like, is this what I think it is? I am shocked. This is the first Urban Decay foundation I have ever liked. So I'm really excited because I'm like, if y'all keep making foundations like that, you're going to have a loyal customer in me. Okay, now getting into the last 4. So I'm going to talk about an oldie but a goodie. I'm not going to talk about her too long because she's definitely not anything new. But this is like my go-to foundation for definitely summer months. But when I'm just like, ooh, I don't really want to think about what foundation I want to wear. I just want to know that my foundation is going to look amazing and my skin will look amazing wearing it. This is the one that I reach for. Dior Face and Body. I know. Some people love her. Some people could care less. I stand for her. So shade 4N is the shade that I go for. This, for I would say the past 2 to 3 summers, has been like my summer foundation of choice. So I love to travel with it because it withstands all types of heat, all types of humidity, sweat, all the things, and my skin looks flawless every time. Whether I glam her all the way up, whether I wear her with minimal makeup, she just represents every time. So she's in the roundup probably until I stop wearing makeup. Now, this foundation was probably the one that shocked me the most because I don't typically go for full coverage foundations. And what amazed me the most about this one is that although it is full coverage, like you barely see my freckles, honey, she feels like nothing on the skin. And she looks like everything on the skin. And it is by One Size Full Beat Foundation. So the shade that I have is medium dark 35 NG. It took us a moment to find the right shade, but once we got her, could not stop wearing this foundation in the fall months of 2024, fall to winter. Because first off, I like to wear more of like a matte foundation in the cooler months. So this gives me like a nice soft matte finish to the skin, full flawless coverage. And I'm still shocked that I love it this much because if you've been around my channel for a while, these are the looks I love in terms of my foundations. Glowy, my skin can show through, you can see freckles, acne, all the things. But honey, if I've got to recommend a full coverage foundation for you, give her a try, especially for a glammed up event. She photographs well, she looks amazing. Oh. Cannot say enough good things about this foundation. Definitely top, well, shoot, literally top 3 foundations of the year for sure, because this is number 3. Now, I kept going back and forth between number 1 and number 2, number 1 and number 2, and trying to decide which one is my favorite, because it's a skin tint. And I was like, I don't know. And I really still don't know, but I kind of have already made a decision. I do know, I think I just don't want to commit to the decision, but I'm going to commit, because that's what we do as adults. We commit to our truths. This is what I have loved since last year. And it's one of those foundations where like you're going to always be in the rotation no matter what, because you are beautiful. The way this evens out my complexion, the way she looks like the most skin-like skin is just insane. It has color correcting properties in it. I don't have to set it with foundation if I don't want to. I can if I do. I can literally throw it on my face and walk out the door with nothing else. Or I could glam her up and she looks just as beautiful. It's marketed as a skin tint, but honestly, I like to say she's a foundation because the coverage is there. Like, it's a skin tint, but girl, coverage is there. And it's none other Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint. I wear shade 9 and 10. I prefer shade 10 for my summer months because it has a little bit more warmth to it. Shade 10 also I feel has a little bit more of an olive tone to it, so it works well when I have more of a tan. Shade 9 is a really good shade when I don't have a tan. This looks literally yummy on the face. And it is the skin tint that I would have recommended to anybody. Hands down, no questions asked. Whether you want a skin tint or not, have you tried this type of product? Because you need to try it. And I will still recommend it just like that. But there's another skin tint that I'm going to say, hey, these 2 skin tints are skin tints you need to try. This one and then the next one. So the next one, I literally wore it almost, when I say nonstop, like obviously, you know, trying new products in between here or using a specific foundation for a specific reason. But like if I was not using another foundation for like a video, or like I need to use this foundation for this reason, this was the foundation I was wearing. And I wore it from June literally to today, because I have it on today. So I used the Swede foundation in my teeth. Now, how long have I had lipstick on my teeth and y'all didn't tell me? I'm so embarrassed. We're family here, so it don't matter. Anyway, getting back to my points. Don't distract me. I have the Swede foundation in my T-zone, but this other foundation is all over the face. When I say this foundation does everything that I just said that the Yummy Skin foundation does, but this foundation gives more like a natural finish to the skin. We are looking like skin in a stick. And it's heat resistant, travel friendly. It has the most amazing ingredients in it. It's a clean beauty product, so if that's important to you, this is the product for you. It is none other than the LYS Skin Tint Stick Foundation. They sent over their sample product to me in June. And if you didn't know, I am one of the models in the campaign for this stick foundation. And I'll put my bias out there and go hold you. That might be slightly the reason why I like this product so much. But it's not the sole reason. So they sent over a sample shade, which the sample shade is actually a little too deep for me, but it worked perfectly because I got it in June, and then that summer of 2024, I traveled a lot, and so I quickly got a tan. Honey, child, that thing was silk on the skin, especially in the heat. And you know, or maybe you don't know, Stick foundations, especially the ones that I've tried, either they're extremely dry or they're extremely dewy. This is like the perfect natural finish that melts into the skin. And even though it can lead dewy, especially if like you're in heat and you know your oils are coming through, she stays in place. She doesn't look greasy. She's not sliding off the face. I have not set this with powder. I have set this with powder. I have worn this in more glammed up events. I've worn it on literally like swipe, 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 blend it out, gloss, and go. Like the perfect everyday foundation, but you can also glam her up. I've done all of the above with this skin tint. And the fact that it's a skin tint and a stick makes it just even easier to apply. I said this in a previous video and I will continue to say it. LYS Beauty does stick products the best on the market, and they're formulated with amazing ingredients. And she's the winner of my foundations roundup for 2024 because I'm still using it. And like, I don't think I've used a foundation this much in my entire makeup life, no exaggeration. And it's just gorgeous. I have 2 shades. So my non-tan, like perfect shade is TN6, which is the shade that I'm wearing today. So that's what you see all along the perimeter of my face. Do I have bronzer on? Yeah, I do have bronzer on. So like, you know, outside of the bronzer is this one. TG7 is a little bit more golden. This is another great shade for me to wear in the summer because I do get a tan, and the goldenness of this particular foundation looks really well on my skin. So in the summer, I would put this on the perimeter and then TN6 as my concealer. Girl, stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And like I said, I kept going back and forth because I was like, oh, Yummy Skin. In theory, I've worn her more because I've had this product longer. But LYS shut down Yummy Skin. Like, I've worn her. I did not wear her nearly as much as I would have had this product not been brought out. This product, LYS Beauty Skin Tint Stick Foundation, is the reason why I didn't show love to the Dior Stick Foundation. I did a comparison between the two, and that video is up on my Patreon. And both sides look beautiful, but LYS Beauty, it did it for me. It's just something about this foundation that makes it beautiful. And like I said, I was in the campaign, or maybe I didn't finish my thought. I was in the campaign for this foundation in June, but I couldn't talk about the product until it actually launched in, I think it was August. I wore it all summer. Y'all saw it in videos, but you didn't know what it was because I would just apply it to my face and then blend it out because I couldn't obviously hold the product up. So there was no reason for me to keep wearing it over the summer because it's not like I could share about it. But I wanted to because it was just that good. And I remember being on set and I was like, okay, so we're going home with this, right? And they're like, oh, sorry, no. And I was like, dang it. Like I said, I had the sample, and at the time the sample was a little too dark. So I was using it as a bronzer almost. And then like a few weeks later, I got a tan and I was like, perfect, I can wear it. But yeah, if you have not tried the LYS Beauty Skin Tint Stick Foundation, definitely give it a try. One of the models in the campaign has really oily skin. He absolutely loves it and swears by it. So if you have oily skin, don't worry. Use your mattifying products and you will be able to enjoy it. If you have dry skin, you will still love this product. Go in with your moisturizing primers and give it a go. I do have a discount code with LYS Beauty. It will save you 20% off. So I will leave that down below. But you guys, that's it. Not a lot of foundation. Well, this is kind of a lot of foundations. I think it's not a lot because I feel like I usually have more foundations, but I really enjoyed all of these foundations this year. If I had to choose the top 3 foundations that I used the most this year, for sure, in order, LYS Beauty. I would say second would probably be a tie between Dior and Yummy Skin. And then third would be One Size Full Beat. Yep, those were the top 3, well, technically top 4, that I used the most this year. So I am so excited to continue to use these foundations this year because all of them are so beautiful. And like I said, I recommend all of them. It's just that I wear some of them more than others. I'm very excited for the foundations we will be seeing this year. because I'm really interested to see if any of those foundations will outshine the ones that I loved last year. Let me know down below what your top 2 foundations were last year. If you got a top 3, give me that third one too. But I want to know what your favorites were to see and compare it to my favorites. And let me know your thoughts on the foundations that I shared. I'd love to hear all of that down in the comment section below. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad because we'd love to have you. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.